Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this beautiful gather two top that you see right here. If this is something you're interested in, please follow up the process, hit on the subscribe button, and let's get started with this video. So guys, these are the materials we'll be needing for this tutorial. This right here is the front part, the two parts of this top. This is the one I'm going to gather. So what I will just do right now is I'll just have to fold it into two like this, and on this end part, or this part that has the opening, I'll just have to measure 2.5 inches for the width, and for the armpit length I will measure 5 inches. So now I'll just have to use my curve ruler to connect the points together, just the way you see me doing. So having done that now, I have it to be looking like this. This is the armhole, as you can see. So I'll just have to measure it. My bust is 32. 32 divided by 2, 16. So that's the 60 you are saying. But I have 17 inches here, and it's also in a fold. That means altogether I have 34 inches. So the 32 is for my actual bust length, and the remaining 2 inches is for my sewing allowance. And this is the turner for this top part. I will just have to measure it now, and I have it to be 18 inches. Our actual bust length is supposed to be 16 times 2, 32. But the other 2 inches, the remaining 2 inches, is for the stitching allowance. So now this right here is going to serve as the band for this front part. I have it to be 18 inches. The 2 inch is for the sewing allowance. So this is the part I'm going to be placing my gathered part of this tube on. When I'm done gathering it like this, I'll just have to place that at the down part of this top. I'll just measure it now, and I have it to be 4 inches altogether. When I'm done, I will have it to be 3 inches. And for this one to be gathered, I have 7 inches of it. So now altogether 7 plus 4 is 11 inches, and that is what I have here. And that is all for this front part. So this right here is the back part, and because this is the back part, it's not going to be cut in any way. So I have this 1 inch here for the zipper allowance, and I have for the body 10 inches, but I'll be needing 8 inches. Because this is already in two fold, 8 plus 8 is 16, and that is one part of the 32 inches. So now I'll just have to mark these 2 inches here for the allowance, and I also have the lining cut out for it. The lining is for the two parts of the back, 2 pieces, as you can see. And this piece right here will be 7 as the strap for this top. I have the length to be 15 inches. I will be needing 40 inches for the actual sleeve, but the remaining 1 inch is for the stitching allowance. This right here is 4 inches altogether for the width. I'll just have to cut it out into 2 equal parts, just the way you see me doing. And I will just have to measure it. Now I have it to be 2 inches on this part, and on this other part 2 inches. And that is that for the strap. So now back to this front part of this tube top. I will just have to take it to the sewing machine now to make a stitch down on the top part and on this down part. So that's exactly what I will just go and do now. So guys, this is exactly what I have it looking like after I was done stitching it down. What I will just do now is I'll just pick one of the thread at the ending, and I will just have to extend the fabric just the way you see me doing, in order for me to get my desired length. For this upper part, I'll be needing the length 10 inches, and for the down part, I'll be needing 16 inches, but let's just say I'll be needing 17 inches. The 1 inch is for the stitching allowance. So I'll just measure now to see how far I've gone, and yet I've not gotten the length, so I will keep on extending. Now I will just have to measure it, and I have it to be 17 inches what we wanted, and this upper part I have it to be 10 inches. And this lining here is what I'll be using for the facing of this tube. I'll just have to place it on it like this and turn it over just the way you see me doing. I'll just take it over to the sewing machine to sew down. And this is what I have it looking like. Before I will sew this front part, I will have to mark on the lining 4 inches, and I'll just mark it out, and on this other side I'll mark 4 inches and I'll just mark it out. And on these places where I've marked now, but before I do that, I'll just have to break this strap and folding it in like this, right sides facing each other. I will just take it to the sewing machine to stitch down before I'll place it here on this front part. So this is how I have them looking like now that I'm done. I will just have to place one of this strap on this lining part where I mark out. I'll just have to use my pin to pin it down on it, and I will just have to use this front part that I've already gathered to place on top of it just the way you see me doing, and then I'll just take it to the sewing machine to stitch down. When I get to this other part that I mark, I will do the same thing. So guys, I'm done, and this is it. You can see how it came out. It's exact 10 inches. So I'll just have to turn it over now to the right side just the way you see me doing. I'll just have to arrange it out very well just the way you see me doing, and we have it to be looking like this. You can see how it came out nice, right? So this is what we have for this front tube part. I will just have to take this up and this down part now back to the sewing machine to top stitch. So I haven't done that now. I haven't top stitched it. This is how it came out. I'll just have to trim out this excess part on this armhole. So now this is how we have it looking like. This right here that we cut out earlier, this 4 inches, I will just have to bring it now and placing it here like this. I'll just have to measure it, and it's 10 inches as you can see. I will just have to open it up just the way you see me doing, and placing it right sides facing each other, placing it in like this. I'll just have to take it to the sewing machine to stitch down, and this is how it came out. That's the inner part, and this is the front part. Now I'll just have to place both the strap and the tube part in on this down part, and folding it in like this. I'll just take it to the sewing machine to sew. So I haven't done that now. You can see I've sewn it in. Everything is inside, both the strap and the tube part. So now I'll just have to turn it over to the right side just the way you see me doing. So this is how it came out. This is the tube part, and this is the band under. You can see how it came out. This is cute. So I'll just have to measure it now, and it's 9 inches, 1 inch short. So this is it. This is the front part, and this here is the back part. This two part of this back part is not gathered, as you can see. It's only the front part that's gathered. So now bringing this back part, I'll just have to open it up just the way you see me doing, and bringing one of the material, I'll just have to join it to this lining. I'll just have to place the part where I notch to this part where I also notch on this lining. So now on this ending part on the armhole, I will just have to mark 3 inches here on this width, and on the length I will mark 5 inches. So I will just use my curve ruler to connect it together now, and then just trim it out. So now this is how I have it looking like. Here on this armhole part, on this ending part, I'll just have to measure 2 inches and I'll just mark it out. And bringing the front part of this top, I'll just have to place the strap here. I'll just have to place one of the strap here and pin it down. and I'll just use the lining to cover it up, and then just take it to the sewing machine to stitch all the way around. So I haven't done that now. You can see I've sewn it round, and this is how it came out. I'll just have to turn it over down to the right side, and I will just use my scissors to point out the necessary parts. So now this is how it came out, and we have it to be looking like this. This is one part of the back, and I'll just have to do the same thing on the other side as well. And this is the other back part, so I'll just have to measure now and do exactly the same thing. So guys, this is exactly what I have it to be looking like. So now I'll just have to join them together, the two back parts, and I'll just have to use my pin to pin it down, and I'll just measure 1 inch down on the back part for the zipper. So guys, I don't have a red or a white zip at the moment, so this is what I'll be making use of, this blue zip here. So because of that, I'm going to be doing inner zipper. I'm going to cover up the zip. So now this is exactly how it came out after I was done fixing the zip. This is the front part and this is the back part. So I'll just have to join both the back and the front together, just the way you see me doing. And making use of my measurement, I'll just have to measure. My bust is 32, so I have 34 altogether here. So I'll be making use of 32 for my bust, and for my waist I have it to be 29 inches. So now I'm done with it, and this is how it came out. I'll just have to measure now. My bust here is 16 inches times 2, that is 32, and for the down part, my waist, I have it to be 40.5, that is 29 inches. So now the next thing to do is just for me to fold this armpit around just the way you see me doing, and I will do the same thing here. So guys, this is how it came out after I was done folding the armpit round. You can see how it came out, and this is how it looks. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was really helpful. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.